This is a picture of a rally that was held in Ohio that is at the center of a very important First Amendment case on freedom of speech, Brandenburg versus Ohio. There's really no way to explain this case without adding this visual to it. Let me tell you what happened here. Mr. Brandenburg was a leader within the Klan, and he called into a news station and said, hey, we're holding a rally, we're gonna be burning some crosses and so on, why don't you come join? So a couple of reporters went and joined, took some photographs, took some video. Those images were put up on television, and it was very disturbing for anyone that saw it. He was charged then, Mr. Brandenburg, with a violation of an Ohio statute, the criminal syndicalism statute. Now this statute gets a little bit complicated, but in essence it says you cannot get together with a whole bunch of people and teach or advocate violent means of going forward with your political ideologies. This statute is what is in controversy. Mr. Brandenburg was convicted and sentenced under this statute, and he said the statute violated his First Amendment freedom of speech rights because they were out there, they weren't really directing anything to anyone in particular, they were just explaining and sharing their ideologies, and there was visual images taken of those speeches and so on. So all the way up to the U.S. Supreme Court it went. Now the U.S. Supreme Court decided unanimously, and it was a per curiam decision, meaning we don't know who wrote the decision, but they said that the way that the statute was written, just simply making it a violation to gather together and discuss and teach and learn about different violent methods of overthrowing various things, did not meet the level that was required for freedom of speech. We'd had previous cases where they had said criminal syndicalism statutes were fine and legal, but this U.S. Supreme Court said, hey, let's look at this again, and actually overruled those prior cases. Now, they held we've got a test that needs to be satisfied in order to determine if a government statute violates the First Amendment freedom of speech. We call this the imminent lawless action test, and it says freedom of speech and press do not permit a state to forbid advocacy of the use of force or of law violation except where advocacy is directed to inciting or producing imminent lawless action and is likely to incite or produce such action. This statute didn't clarify this imminent lawless action, and because of that, it was deemed unconstitutional and a violation of freedom of speech. His conviction was overturned. And now we have the imminent lawless action test when it comes to freedom of speech. Can speech be regulated? Yes, it can, but only in certain ways.